Ray and his daughter, Courtney, have always had a rocky relationship. And while they were living together, Courtney says she noticed inappropriate behavior between Ray and her daughter. She immediately moved out and went to the authorities. Ray went to trial for sexual abuse of a minor in the second and third degree, as well as incest. Courtney and her daughter even testified at the trial, but the jury found Ray not guilty. Now Courtney still believes that something bad happened and wants justice for her daughter. But Ray says Courtney made the whole story up. Take a look.
My daughter Courtney is a piece of mom, never took care of the kids at all. I had to. I took care of my granddaughter, took her to school, took her to plays, and took her to the park. She always liked going with me and my dogs. Courtney was never there. She was never there. Courtney ruined my life. She accused me of sexually touching my granddaughter, and I had to go to court. I had to fight to get a lawyer. After 4 days of jury trial, I was found not guilty in 45 minutes. I love my granddaughter. I do. I miss her. I love her as a granddaughter. Nothing else, just the granddaughter. And she deserves a grandpa in her life because I'm the only one she's got.
Changed.
I came home and my daughter was naked, and it was just him and her, and she was in my room with the door shut, and he was in the shower. And I pushed her back, and I was angry when I came home. I was more angry at myself and said to her, but I pushed her back, and I was like, what's going on? Let me look at your privates. Like, I just want to get all the paranoid thoughts out of my head, and I pushed her back, and it was like red, raw, irritated.
So you examined her.
I looked, yeah.
And you believe that you found evidence that she was being sexually assaulted?
Yeah, definitely.
Did she ever convey to you that, Grandpa's doing something to me sexually?
Yeah, the day after the last day that I found her naked in the house. She said he did do it.
And this was 3 times?
Yeah, in a week.
In a week. So you left the house?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
My sister brought her into the room, and she started talking to her and asking her questions because I wasn't in the right state of mind. I didn't even want to know that I was getting high and my daughter was getting molested.
So you kind of like, were you like blaming yourself? Or?
Yeah, I still do to this day, and I will, but I'm doing everything I can now to make it better.
And how long have you been clean?
Since October 10th, 2018.
So when you take her to the hospital the next day, what did the doctors find?
Lesions and scarring and on her privates.
And what did the doctors attribute this to?
Sexual assault.
And then your kids were taken away, right?
Yes, after the police interviewed my daughter and then interviewed me, and then we met. The police escorted us around that whole day to all the places to get interviewed in the hospital, and they met me at the last place, and they said, will you pee in this cup? Your dad's making all these accusations about you. And I said, I'm not peeing in a cup. I am high on meth and I need help. And just don't take my kids away. They didn't take them away at first because they were going to have me go to a safe house. And then I didn't go to the safe house. I went to my sister's, and they met me at my sister's, and they took my kids away, and I started a case plan. I did everything.
How long were your kids taken away for?
I didn't have physical or legal custody for 3 months, and I did all the classes, everything.
And then during this time, your father went to trial?
No, we went to trial after.
Okay, and tell me about the trial.
He paid for a $20,000 lawyer. They just made everything out about meth. It wasn't even about my daughter being sexually assaulted.
And he was found not guilty.
Yep.
And what I listened to in the tape, it sounded like the jury didn't deliberate
at all.
Like 45 minutes?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that's shockingly fast.
I feel like using meth made them think that I'm just terrible. And
Now, your father says you made this all up and that you coached your daughter. Did you?
No, no.
Because of all this comes out now, your father thinks that maybe you're not his daughter. And he wanted a DNA test done.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've ever heard about this?
This is the first time he's actually like saying he wants a DNA test or anything.
All right, well, let's meet your father. Here's Ray.
You know you ruined my life. You know everything that I said was the truth. You made this up.
Are the most person in the world.
You know it. I hate you too.
You're the sickest person in the world. You are so sick. It's so phony, and I swear to God, when everything gets read,
You're gonna what?
burn in hell, you sick.
She admits that she's been an addict, addicted to meth. She blames a lot of this on herself because of her addiction. But she said since October of last year that she's been clean. And when she got here, we gave her a drug test to find out if that is indeed the case. Courtney was given a 16-panel drug screening, and she tested negative for all categories. So she has no drugs. Did you sexually assault your granddaughter?
I never touched my granddaughter.
What was it like for you to be arrested? I mean, because
That's the worst day of my life, Steve.
now she says at the trial, you kind of made it out to be not about whether you did this to your granddaughter, but that she's an addict.
She been threatening me with this. Her mom threatened me with this.
With what?
When I left her mom, that I was touching my own kids. I had to go, when I lived in Minnesota with her mom,
My mom
I had
did?
to go through a counseling, and they always said that maybe mom said you molested us. You
My
know?
mom
If it was
accused
a
you?
joking manner.
Did my mom accuse you of it?
Yeah, I had to go to a social worker to get visitation to see you, and then,
Is this the first time you're hearing of
Yeah.
this? Did you ever think your father molested you?
Yeah, but
Lie
I mean,
some
I didn't
more.
know.
So they offered you 3 to
predator.
5 years in jail,
right.
and you said what?
I said, I didn't touch her. I'm not doing it. I paid my lawyer, and I told him, they offered me 2 times. That time and one more time, a lesser charge where I wouldn't have did no prison time. I'd have been on supervised probation. And
And you
know,
still said no to
I
that?
still said no. My lawyer,
Well, Ray, you have questions about whether you're Courtney's dad.
Her mom always said it. She came
always
back
said
after-
it, but you're here, you took a DNA test, Ray, and you are Courtney's father. Courtney, you came here and took a lie detector test because your father says you're making this up, you're an addict, and you coach your daughter to say this.
Yes.
So we asked you, did you coach your daughter to say that Ray molested her? You answered no. Are you making up the story that Ray molested your daughter? You answered no. The results came back the same to each question, and it came back that Courtney told the truth.
Where's my results?
They're coming. Ray, you came here and took a lie detector test, and we asked you, did you ever touch Courtney's daughter's private area? You answered no, and the results for your lie detector test is that you did not tell the truth.
Yeah, what? What?
I didn't touch her.
You're one of the lucky people on this show because I don't think you can be retried for this because...
Not for the same charges,
Right.
but the ones they dropped.
Right. So
What
that's
else?
interesting. So that's interesting.
You think I'm
Do
a liar?
I
Yeah.
think you're a liar?
Yeah.
Yes,
Do you?
I think you're a liar.
You really
Yeah.
think that?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
You
wrong,
know
mister.
it.
You're the guy that failed.
Okay. You know what?
Read
I've
that.
always heard people say, people can beat it or whatever. I came here and took it.
And you failed it.
I failed it. I didn't do this, Steve.
Okay.
I guarantee you. I'll take that to my grave or
Yeah, take it to
just
your
like I
grave.
told them.
Well, if they reopen this case, hopefully you don't take it to your grave. Hopefully you take it back to trial. You get convicted and you take it to jail. Get the hell off my stage.